Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to learn the application of determinant and matrices. Actually, this is the chapter which gives you the reason for all the things that we have done earlier, but that's okay. We'll start from this application and side by side we'll keep discussing what you have done earlier, what was the reason behind it. So, first, you see this. The first one is written consistent system. Now I want you to remember the linear equation in two variables. If you remember, then you keep in mind those pair of linear equations in two variables in your mind while I'm going to discuss all the concepts. So consistent system, if you remember, consistent means in class 10th there were equations called consistent. The consistent equations were getting in two conditions. First condition was unique solution a1 upon a2 not equal to b1 upon b2, and second was when the lines are coinciding ones. So in that case also the system of equations will be called consistent if its solution exists. Its solution exists means whether solution can be one or it can be infinite. As in class 10th, solution whether you have unique solution or infinitely many solutions, in both the case system of equations were consistent. So and one more thing we can discuss, that determinant of a will not be equal to not equals to 0 in that case, in case of consistent system. Now inconsistent system, a system of equation is said to be inconsistent if its solution does not exist, or you can say that determinant of a, if it is equal to 0, then system of equations does not exist. Okay, now come to the solution of system of linear equations using inverse of a matrix. Now though this can be explained with the help of 2 cross 3 variables, 3 equations, but I am for to make it simplify, I am going to use linear equation in 2 variables and pair of linear equations we are talking about. See, the first one is a1x b1y equal to c1, a2x b2y equal to c2. So this system of equations means equation number 1 and 2 can be written. First we write a is the matrix of all the coefficients of x and y. So you can see a1 a2 b1 b2 are here, and x means all the variables used in this equation, in these two equations x and y, and b is all which are on the right hand side, c1 c2. It can be on left hand, no issue, you can take minus c minus t that way. So now the equation 1 and 2 can be written as in matrix form ax equal to b. If you simplify this ax equal to b, you multiply a into this and put it equal to b, so you'll get same equation 1 and 2 again. Now after this we have two conditions that we have to deal with. First condition is if determinant of a not equals to 0, then it means you know that if determinant of a not equal to 0, that a inverse exists. We have done it earlier. So a inverse exists, so it means you can multiply this equation both side by a inverse. So I have pre-multiply both the sides by a inverse. So inverse a x, a inverse b. So a into a inverse, it becomes I. So you may let it be I x, or you simply say x, and this side is become a inverse b. So it means if you want to find the solution uniquely, then you just simply solve a inverse and then multiply it by b, and you will get you substitute here and then you will get the values of x and y. Now case number 2, and now you should remember case number 2 as in class 10th also, that first condition was unique solution, second condition was coinciding one, and third one was no solution, or means parallel lines. So case 2 is actually discussing these two conditions in which we are not going to get unique solution. The first condition is that determinant of a not this equal to 0. If in this case we calculate adjoint of a into b always. See, there is no question in NCERT which discuss this case, but I'll give you the example from the sources in which this case arises. So adjoint of a is and b you calculate if adjoint of a into b not equals to 0. So you see this which condition it is. not equal to 0, no solution. This is the condition of parallel line. If somebody of you would like to solve, then solve it and you will get a1 upon a2 equal to b1 upon b2 but not equal to c1 upon c2 in this case first, in which the lines are parallel. So it means there is no solution. Case after this we have another case of adjoint a into b. If adjoint of a into b is equal to 0, then system may be either consistent or inconsistent, or system has infinitely many solution or no solution. So this is the condition when you see that all ratios are equal, a1 upon a2 equal to b1 upon b2 equal to c1 upon c2. It means the lines are coinciding ones and we have infinitely many solutions. So in that case there are two conditions given. That two conditions arises basically in 3 cross 3 matrix or 3 equations in 3 variables. This doesn't occur in 2 cross 2 matrix or linear equation in 2 variables. So in this condition, this case will not be arising when we say solution or no solution. So we'll discuss now the question based on that. This exercise 4.6, actually there are just one type of questions in which you have to find solution of linear equations using matrix method. Matrix method means x equal to a inverse b. So now you can see we have this system of equations. There are 3 equations. So first we have to write a matrix, then b matrix, and then x matrix, and after that we'll see whether solution exists or not exists. So I'm going to write a, but remember one important thing: when you write a, you please be careful that all x coefficient should be in one column, all y coefficient should be in second column, and all z coefficient should be in third column. Sometimes what happens, some variables are missing, so if it is written 4y minus 5z, so by mistake you take 1 4 2 as your first column. So remember, this mistake should not occur. So write this a1, this is 3, this is 2, this is minus 1, this is 4, and this is again minus 1, this is 2, this is minus 5, and this is 3. So this is your this. Then x will be, there are 3 variables used, so x, y, z, and b, capital B will be all these coefficients, 7 minus 5, and this is 12. So now we'll check whether solution exists or whether system of equations are consistent or not. So we'll calculate determinant of this. So we'll calculate determinant of this this way. 1 will take 1, then 4 into 3 12, and minus minus plus, again minus 5, then this minus minus will become plus. We open 3 3 are 9 and 5 2 are 10, and this 2 plus 2, this 3 minus 3, and this minus 8. So this is 7, and this is 19, and this is 3 and 8 11, and 11 into 2 22. So this is 26 minus 22, this is 4, which is not equal to 0. It means the system of equations, system of equations have unique solutions. Now we'll find the solution. Now after finding the value of determinant of a, now we'll find the cofactors of a. So cofactors of a means I'm going to write C11. I'm using that formula directly. 4 3 are 12, and this is 7. So this will be your 7. So at this side you can mention cofactors as minus 1. This is, let's say, I plus j, and this is mij. So if you mention this, then there is no need to show it again and again. So C11 is this, C12 is you see 19, but 19, because this is your negative one, so it will become minus 19. C13 is minus 11, and this C13 is plus position, so it becomes minus 11. So this becomes minus 11. Now come to C21. C21 is this, you hide, this you hide, so it becomes minus 3 and plus 2, minus 3 plus 2, and this is negative 1. So you can check the calculation again this way, this minus 3 and this minus plus 2. So this is minus 1, and ultimately it becomes plus 1. C22 is your plus position, so C22 you hide this, so this becomes 3, and this 4. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1. C23. C23 will do like this, 1 into minus 1 and plus 2. Minus 1 plus 2, minus 1 plus 2 is plus 1, but here is minus, so minus 1. See, remember, better you always, all rows, coefficient of first row you write in one line, coefficient of cofactors of second row you write in second line, and cofactors of third row you write in third line, so that when you put the value into the adjoint of A, then you will not get any mistake. So C31 now, C31 is minus plus, this is 5 and 4 to the 8. So 5 minus 8, this is minus 3. C32. C32 will be this, and this goes minus 5, and this is minus 6. Minus 5, minus 6, minus 11, but this negative position, so it becomes plus 11. C33. So C33 will be 4, and this plus 3, 7. So this is the cofactors. Now we'll write adjoint of A. So adjoint of A, you write this 7 minus 19 minus 11, this minus 3, this 1, and this is again minus 1, this is minus 1, and this is minus 3, this is 11, and this is 7, and take the transpose. You may write directly like this, you can write this way if you want, it's up to you. So this is 7 minus 19 minus 11, this is 1 minus 1, this is minus 1, and minus 3, this is 11, this is 7. So you have found this adjoint of A. Now we'll calculate A inverse. A inverse is 1 upon determinant of A and into adjoint of A. So what we can do now, we can take this 4, determinant of A is 4, inside. So it becomes 7 by 4, 1 by 4, this becomes minus 3 by 4, minus 19 by 4, this minus 1 by 4, this 11 by 4, this minus 11 by 4, this minus 1 by 4, this 7 by 4. So this way you have written A inverse. Now the last step is to find the values of x and y. So you know x equal to A inverse B. So now we'll put the value of this. This is 7 by 4, this is 1 by 4, this is minus 3 by 4, minus 19 by 4, minus 1 by 4, 11 by 4, or minus 11 by 4, minus 1 by 4, this is 7 by 4 into B. B is your 7 minus 5, and this is 12. So but in that case, you see, that was not good that we taken 4 inside. If I take 4 outside, then it becomes very easy to calculate, but now it's okay. We can calculate 1 by 4, we can keep it out, and we can do like this. 7 into 7 is 49. This is 49, and 1 minus 5 you can do in one way. 7 is 49, and this is minus 5, and this is minus 3, and this is minus 36, and whole divided by 4, and do this. Now minus 19 into 7 you do. 7 9 ja this 9 7 ja 63, 3 carry 6, so 7 1 ja 1, and 13 minus 13, this is there, and this minus plus 5, and this 11 into 12, so basically this is 12, 120, 131, 132. So this is 132 divided by 4, and now come to this minus 11, this is minus 77, and this is minus plus 5, and 5 7 84 divided by 4. So whatever the values are coming, you know that your x is x, y, z. Now we'll finally calculate all these values. So now we have calculated our x, y, z. X is 2, y is 1, z is 3. Therefore x equal to 2, y equal to 1, z equal to 3. But how will you be sure that your answer is correct? I think this is very easy for everyone can just see whether your answer is correct or not. You substitute these value into these equations. So first one is getting satisfied with this, second equation is also getting satisfied with this, and I've done this orally. It takes few seconds, so it means my answer this is correct. We'll now discuss the second question. Now we'll discuss question number 15, and that was asked in CBSE exam. So I've written that on CBSE. So see this, if A equal to this is given already, find A inverse. Using A inverse, solve the system of equations. So system of equations, you can see, well, you can see this, actually this A is actually this. So ultimately you have to just you have to find A inverse, and A inverse is the same of coefficient of this. So this system of equation can be written as A, which is A means this is your A, 2 3 1 minus 3 2 1, this is 5 minus 4, this is minus 2, and your x will be x y z, and B will be your 11 minus 5 and minus 3. So as we have proceeded earlier, we will do the same way. We'll focus on first determinant of A. So determinant of A will calculate now. Determinant of A will open with the help of this first row 2. This is minus 4 and this becomes plus 4. So this is 0. This minus minus plus 3. So 3, you see this 3 minus 6, and this minus plus this, and last 5. So this goes 3 and minus 2. So ultimately this is 0 and this is minus 2 and this 3. So it becomes minus 6 and this is 1 and this becomes 5. So your answer is minus 1. It means this is not equal to 0. Your inverse exists. So we'll find cofactors of this A, and after this we'll do the same as we have done earlier. First rows cofactors are easy to calculate because you have already calculated in these brackets. These are the values of cofactors, but you just put the sign accordingly, that this will be plus sign, this has minus sign, this will be plus sign. So accordingly I have written these values. Now C22 is this, you do the calculation this way. This goes minus minus this 6 and minus 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Now come to C23. C2, this is C21, then C22 will be this goes, so this minus 4 and this goes minus 4 and minus 5. So minus 4 minus 5 is minus 9. C23, this will be this goes 2 and this is plus 3, so 5, but it becomes minus 5 because this is 2 3 position. Now C31, you calculate. C31 will be this way. This is 12 minus 10. 12 minus 10 is 2, so it becomes 2. C32 is this goes 2 minus 8 and minus 15. So minus 8 and minus 15 minus 23, but it becomes plus 23. So 8 and 15 is 23. C23, this is 3 1. This way we'll check now. 3 1 is fine. C31, C32 is this position goes, this is minus 8, this is 15, this is fine. Now this last one, this is 4 and this is plus 9. So 4 plus 9, 13. So it is 13. So better we calculate all the cofactors very carefully. Now after calculating cofactors, I have written adjoint of A in the same order as we have found the cofactors, and taking the transpose, it becomes this. So finally your adjoint of A is this, and A inverse is 1 upon determinant of A and adjoint of A. So this is adjoint of A, and now you determinant of A is actually minus 1. So all entries you multiply by minus 1. So all sign will get changed. Now x equal to A inverse B. So this is your A inverse and this is your B. So we now calculate all the values. This is 0 into this 0. This is minus plus 5. And this is minus 2. This is plus 6. So this is ultimately 11. Now come to this minus 2. And this is minus 22. 9 5 ja 45. And 23 into plus, this will be becoming plus 3 3 9, 69. and now minus 1 into 11 is minus 11, and 5 into this minus 25, and 13 into 3 is plus 39. So we'll calculate all these values, and that x is your x, y, z. So this is your 11, x is 11, and minus 22, this is, now we'll calculate all these values. Okay, when I was rechecking the answer, I found answer some mistake we did in this C21 procedure. This wrongly, it was like it was seems C22, so it's C21. So C21 is actually minus 1. So this minus 1 we missed out, and this minus 1 will be here. See, minus, this was written plus 1 earlier, so it's now minus 1, and transpose this becomes your minus 1. So minus 1, and this earlier it was minus 1, so it becomes your plus 1. So plus 1, this plus 1, and now when we multiply, this becomes minus 5 plus 6. So this number earlier we wrote it 11, but this will be 1. So that small mistake we did in the beginning, because of that minus, our answer was not matching. So just I cross verified, and I got to know that my answer is incorrect. So that is very important, that you always calculate or you verify your answers whether it is correct or not, because this comes for 4 marks, and for this small mistake, this minus 1, you see, you might get even 1 mark, or you might get 2 mark, depending upon the teacher who is checking your paper. But if you cross verify your answer, then your surety of getting 4 marks is 100%. So therefore your x is 1, and y is 2, and z is 3. So this is your answer. Okay, we'll discuss this word problem, question number 16, though this is written in words, but that is also equally important, as we have done some questions. And actually this is the application of matrix method. Earlier we just learned how to proceed to get x and y, z, but this is where you are going to apply matrix to solve all these equations. So you see, the cost of 4 kg onion, there is 3 kg wheat and 2 kg rice is 60 rupees. The cost of 2 kg onion, 4 kg wheat and 6 kg rice is rupees 90. The cost of 6 kg onion, 3 kg rice and 2 kg wheat. Here deliberately I wrote this 3 kg first. This 2 kg should come here at place of 3 kg, but deliberately I did it because I remember, like, many students do the mistake, then they do not follow the order properly, and if they do not follow the order properly, they will, in a hurry, they will write, like, if I write here 2, then they will write 2x, and this will they write 3y. So you have to be very careful while dealing with such questions. So this order is very important. Keep in mind, the examiner might play with your mind, so just to check whether you are able to concentrate or not in the exam. So how to start? I'll make the equations, and rest of the part you will solve yourself. So let the cost of 1 kg onion, 1 kg wheat and 1 kg rice be rupees x, rupees y and rupees z respectively. So better you write the complete line, and take all the variables in one line. It will save your time. So according to question, the first equation will be, you see, this 4 kg means 4x, 3y and 2 kg rice means 2z equals to, this is given to you, 60. So this is your first equation. Second one, the 2 kg onion is again 2x, 4 kg wheat was the second number, so this is 2y, and 6 kg of rice was 6z is equals to 90. Now when you write the third one, this is important to keep in mind, that onion, 6 kg onion means 6x. Now second line is rice means the third one, so this is 3 kg rice means 3z, and 2 kg wheat means 2y. This is equal to 70. So that was to be taken care very carefully. Rest you can follow as we have done in last 2 questions. In the next video we'll solve miscellaneous problems. But if you like all these things, please subscribe and share it with your other friends also.